Have you ever wished your body came with, an instruction manual? Well, in a way, it does. It's called physiology. And today, we're going to take a tour of that incredible operating manual to figure out how you actually work. Let's dive right in. It's a massive question, right? But seriously, stop and think about it for just a second. Right now, your heart is beating, maybe 70 times a minute. You're blinking, your brain is processing my voice, and you're not even trying. So how on earth does this ridiculously complex machine pull it all off day in and day out? Well, that's what we're here to find out. All right, here's our roadmap for the tour. We'll kick things off with what physiology even is. Then we'll get into the body's basic hardware. From there, we'll check out the engine room that keeps you alive, the systems that process and balance everything, and the communication network that fine-tunes it all. And then, at the end, we'll put all the pieces together. So, first stop, the very core of medicine itself. See, physiology isn't about just memorizing a long list of body parts. It's all about the action. It's not just knowing you have a heart, it's understanding how it actually pumps blood through your body. The big idea here is that physiology is the science of function. It's always asking how and why. How do your muscles know when to contract? Why do you get thirsty? It's all about the behind-the-scenes mechanisms that maintain this stable internal environment, a fancy concept called homeostasis. Just think of it like your body's internal thermostat, always working to keep things just right.
Okay, so to get how the whole machine works, we've got to start small. We have to look at the basic hardware and the wiring that makes everything else even possible.
We're starting at the tiniest scale because everything, and I mean everything, begins with the cell. From there, we look at the body's electrical grid, the nervous system. I mean, did you know a single neuron can fire up to 200 times a second? It's incredible. And then, of course, we'll explore the machinery of movement, your muscles, which do everything from letting you walk across the room to making sure your heart never, ever misses a beat. Now that we've seen the basic parts, let's head down to the body's engine room. These are the systems that are working tirelessly, 24/7, to power every single one of your trillions of cells. What's so amazing here is how these two systems are in this constant, perfect partnership. The cardiovascular system is like a super efficient delivery service, with the heart pumping oxygen-rich blood to literally every nook and cranny of your body. And at the same time, the respiratory system is the refueling station, constantly bringing in fresh oxygen and getting rid of waste carbon dioxide. Without that perfect teamwork, your cells would run out of gas in minutes. So, we've got fuel and we've got power. But the body also needs these really sophisticated factories to process resources and amazing filters to handle all the waste. So let's look at the masters of balance and purification.
On one hand, you have the renal system starring the kidneys. And these are not just simple filters. They are master chemists, constantly fine-tuning your body's water levels, salt balance, and even acidity. If that balance is even slightly off, it can cause huge problems. And on the other hand, you've got the GI system, basically your body's power plant, breaking down food and pulling out the nutrients that fuel everything you do. Okay, so we've got the hardware, we've got the engine, but what about the software that runs the whole show? This next group of systems is the body's absolutely incredible command and control network.
This stuff is basically mission control. Endocrinology is like a wireless network, sending out chemical messages, we call them hormones, to regulate everything from your growth to your mood. The reproductive systems, well, they're obviously pretty essential for the future of our species. Hematology and immunology are like your internal security team, always on patrol for invaders. And metabolism is the ultimate energy manager, balancing your fuel intake and how you spend it to keep your body at a perfect 98.6 degrees. It's a lot, right? So we've looked at all these individual systems. But now it's time to zoom out and see how they all come together to create the masterpiece that is the human body. And here's an interesting little detail to think about. While every medical student has to learn about these same core systems, the way they learn about them can be pretty different. The destination is the same, but the roadmap can definitely vary.
For instance, a standard curriculum might have you learn all about the heart in one block, and then you move on and learn all about the kidneys in the next. But an integrated curriculum might teach you everything about the cardiovascular system all at once. Its anatomy, its physiology, its biochemistry, the whole shebang. And then there's a case-based approach, which uses real-world patient stories to make all these physiological principles come to life. But no matter how it's taught, the underlying logic is always the same. You build from the simple to the complex. It's kind of like learning the alphabet before you can write a novel. You have to start with the cell, then understand how tissues like nerves and muscles work, then see how organs function, and finally, you can really appreciate how it all comes together in one beautifully integrated system. And this foundational knowledge, it's what lets doctors understand and treat disease.
So look, if you take just one thing away from our tour today, let it be this. Physiology is the story of how. It's this dynamic, interconnected narrative of how everything in your body works together, perfectly in sync every single second of your life. Pretty amazing.
And that is our whirlwind tour of the human body. We've gone from a single cell all the way up to the incredible complexity of you. So I'll just leave you with this question. What part of this amazing machine are you most curious about now? The brain's endless mysteries? The heart's unstoppable rhythm? Whatever it is, I hope you keep exploring. Thanks so much for joining me.